That was Little Duval and Snoop living my best life. So Arkansas has joined the fray. Arkansas has become yet another state has decided that teaching black history is a bridge too far. Sarah Huckabee said recently, a couple of days ago, that she believes that black history teaches people to hate America. Yeah, someone now, interesting coming from someone who was the mouthpiece of Donald Trump, who began the cavalcade of hate that we see now. How dare someone who openly supports neo-Nazis, white nationalists, people that attack the Capitol, 1,000 people who are in jail right now because they demonstrated what hatred looks like. What is it about black history that makes people so afraid? What is it about black history that makes people, like a recent survey of Republicans that are planning to vote in the primary said it was immigration and then woke, 77% of them. Stopping black history. Black history isn't going to stopping black history, won't educate your children, won't clean up your environment, won't get you jobs, won't make your neighborhood safer. They won't do any of that. But this is the hill that they've decided to die on, including Arkansas. But I think they do it for very specific reasons. I think that if you kill history, if you decided that history wasn't as bad, or wasn't as violent, or wasn't as destructive as we know it to be, then it will become normalized. When you want to boil a frog, if you want to boil a crab or a lobster, you do not put them in scalding hot water. You turn up the heat a little at a time. And that is what is happening. And they're setting the table so that some of the same destructive, horrible things they did before, they can do again. It makes it easier to take women's rights to have autonomy of their body away from them if you teach them that slavery wasn't as bad. If you ban slavery, it makes it easier. Like Arkansas has just passed a law, and it is saying now that you can be 16 years old or not. You don't even have to tell the Department of Labor that you want a job. You can just start working, and you can work in very dangerous jobs. As a matter of fact, a 16-year-old kid, Latin kid, a migrant kid, got killed in a slaughterhouse. This is so they set the table for the abomination of what slavery was. Slavery was making children work, and you didn't care how old they were. Slavery was holding autonomy over women's body. Slavery was making sure that people were not educated. Because if you can do that, you can decide what people can and can't do. Slavery is the ultimate control, and that is what they seek here. I don't find it coincidental that you ban history and then make it easy for a 14-year-old to take a dangerous job somewhere. Who do you think will take those jobs? Is it going to be poor white kids? No. It'll be poor black and brown ones. They will in essence approximate what slavery did. Cheap labor. It went from free to cheap. They have decided that this is the way to go. At the turn of the century, we decided that it wasn't right for children to be in such dangerous jobs. But Arkansas is going backwards. They're going backwards in the way they treat children. They're going backwards in the way they treat women. And they're going backwards in the way they process black people. It is on purpose. It's not an accident. Because if you can teach, if you don't want people to know what history is, you can do it again. And you'll do it over and over again. And it's specific in these states. The Floridas where they tell you that history wasn't so bad and they learn skills. Even though there are 300,000-year-old digs where we had metal and wood. So those people that came over, that were enslaved, you didn't need to beat them. You could have just told them what you needed them to do and give their kids back. Stop pretending as if they taught that they learned everything they had to know about while they were enslaved. America is rewriting history, but it's not just for vanity's sake. It's not just so they don't have to feel bad. It's because they want to replicate the way that it happened before. The greatest economic boon in this country's history is when they had free labor and nobody to complain to or about. They had unfettered access to it. And the things that they're doing right now let you know that we're not too far off from that. The only reason to be afraid of black history is if you're worried about white history. That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.